Hey y'all, it is Fallon, and I am back with another video. This time we're going to be talking The Last Jedi, the single most worst Star Wars movie out there. But first, be sure to like, share, and subscribe because it helps me out immensely, or just check some of the links that are down below. Like, seriously, please check them out. But yeah, we're going to be talking about any good parts at all. And let's be honest, I don't know if there's an actual good part to this movie. But I do want to start off with talking about a theory I had slightly mentioned in a previous video, and that is the whole Rey is a clone. And this is not my own original theory. No, this actually made the rounds back before The Last Jedi came out. Or it could have been after it came to theaters and people were angry in droves. But here's the thing about it. There is something very similar that happens to Rey, and we've seen something like this before. And it's the fact that when Rey has that Force vision, she sees herself, or many versions of herself. And this is something very akin to what happened in Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 with Starkiller. Galen Merrick had a similar vision, but as we all know, in the second game, he was a clone of the original Galen Merrick. That if you did the good ending, basically you died for everyone, so your body had been left behind. So yeah, I think it would have been more interesting story-wise if she had been a clone, if her abilities were pieces of another life where she had been the original Rey, or whatever her name could have been, had been a Jedi. And I think it would have been really interesting if that was the situation, that she in her last life was a Jedi Knight, was a Jedi Master, could have been a contemporary of Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and they could have done like flashes of that life, and it would have given them an excuse to bring in some of the original cast from the prequels. But as we all know, I love the prequels so much. Okay, so yeah, if you would love that kind of concept, if they had done The Last Jedi right, which we all know they did not, and probably would never have done something that interesting. But Ben Solo, aka Kylo Ren, if they wanted to make him a character that you could be empathetic with, and I don't mean a raging hormonal fangirl. Everyone has one of those moments, but still, if they wanted to make him a dynamic character, they had at least hinted at that he had his father's heart, that there was some good left in him. And I think they were trying to copy off the whole dynamic with Padme and Anakin, which ended in a tragedy. But they done better, showed him have more empathy, not just because he couldn't kill his mom. Even the most ruthless people have weaknesses. His was his mother's. And I just I didn't empathize with him. He was, which kind of made the third movie not a good payoff. I think, honestly, if they were going to keep them as they were, they shouldn't have introduced the whole Reylo dynamic, because, oh God, That was a toxic relationship right there. Also a fictional relationship. So don't bring that fire and pitchforks to my comments. Okay, really, please do. I don't care. But yeah, Luke, oh, that is where they got me ticked off. Because Luke didn't feel like Luke. And I know why there's that joke. It's like he's Jake Skywalker. He's not Luke Skywalker. But, no. He, man, where to even start with that? I may have to do a separate video just to talk about how much I disliked what they did with Luke. They did him dirty. Really, they did. But honestly, pure and simple, if we want to just shorten it all, they did him wrong. That wasn't Luke. That was not the man who was willing to lend aid to an enemy. The one that had the most unshakable faith in his own father that committed so many murders, and yet he couldn't save his nephew. He wasn't willing to save his nephew, because what it showed was Luke was the one to push him over, and I think they just wanted to turn him into a bad guy. And yes, at the end he tried to do something, but I think they could have done better. They so could have. He could have. There's just so much they could have done with Luke. Honestly, I think what Mark Hamill said was best, that they should have had Luke talking to Leia during Force Awakens, that he coming to save the day, because that would have been awesome. I would have absolutely loved that, and I think a lot of other people would have loved that. I'm sure you would have too if you are a fan of the original trilogy. So, yeah. What would your ideal way to solve the Luke Skywalker problem, to solve the Ben Solo problem, to solve the Rey problem? I'm not calling her Palpatine because I like the whole theory about her being a clone so much better and would make more sense considering the amount of power she had, and it no. Finn deserved better. Poe deserved better. I think Rose Tico could have worked if they hadn't done what they did. They gave her a different kind of story. And I, like many others, am still annoyed with the whole Rose stopping him from sacrificing himself to save everyone. That would have given him a very heroic death. I don't want Finn to die. I think he should have been a Jedi Knight. Pure and simple. I think he should have been training right along Rey, and it would have been awesome. Oh my gosh, there's so much. There's so much to even talk about. But overall, my review is this was an F-. This, is there a worse than an F-? Because it's in its negatives as far as score. But yeah, what did y'all think of this movie when y'all saw it? I had to wait till it came to DVD because the whole thing I'm not going to talk about right now. So, yeah. Love to hear from y'all down in the comment section. And as always, I will catch y'all on the flip side.